Hey everybody, welcome to the Fin Factor Live edition. This was supposed to be a pre-shoot live for episode 53, but we've since decided, nah, just gonna go live with you guys. We miss you. So no, we're back. I know it's been a very long time. We had some folks coming up to me in the preseason game yesterday against the Ducks, and they were saying, "Hey, are you ever gonna do another episode?" I said, "Yes, I promise. It's coming. It's coming."
Our schedules were a little busy. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a busy summer.
Yeah, a whole lot going on. Yeah, so I know super producer Jason was out and about across countries, multiple countries.
Yeah, in Europe. Yeah.
So yeah, all around there. So learning some really cool stuff, and hopefully some of that can apply to us, and we'll see how that goes. Just giving you guys a heads up, we are noticing that we've had a few little gremlins so far, so hopefully we won't have any problems, but if we do, just kind of giving you a heads up. So stick with us, and we will absolutely let you know if there are any problems that we will be back. So just a kind of a preemptive strike on that one. Cool. So I know we've got some folks that are waiting in the chat. Is anybody saying anything?
Yep, we got a lot of comments here just saying, welcome back, boys. Hello from Las Vegas. Go Sharks. It's from Andres Madrigal.
Nice.
Nathaniel Arias, hey guys, great to see you again. Nick Weeder, hey guys, happy you're back. Also, is there clicking for anyone else from Lundy? Maybe. If we have some sound issues, let us know, and I'll give the sign to our producer.
That's the sign, apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about our schedule, kind of maybe for the next week or two, since we're back, baby.
Yeah. We are
so good to be back.
Back, baby. Yeah. So on February 22nd, or not February, sorry,
Sunday.
September 22nd. Jeez, February. Where did that come from? Holy moly.
Working out the kinks.
Yeah. So September 22nd. Don't wait for us in February. What we're going to be doing is FanFest. So we will be there again. We were there last season. We're going to be there. Probably the same suite that they may offer us. I'm not sure, but you'll be able to find us because we'll have a gigantic banner out and it says the Fin Factor. So I'm not sure exactly in terms of time frames and whatnot what we're thinking about doing for having some folks come into the suite and kind of sit down and answer some questions that we have, and then kind of rotating people in and out, because we're hoping some other things are going to be happening where maybe the suite will be occupied, but I don't know. So if that's the case and we have like a block of time that we can get people in and out, we'll certainly let you guys know about that ahead of time. But FanFest, yes, we will be there pretty much all day long, so that's going to be a great one. Lots of cool stuff happening for the fans that are there. The whole alumni game against the professional women, that one's going to be a blast, I think. I already called it. I think the women are going to take that game. That's me.
I don't know, man. We've seen some of the guys training, right? You've seen
that is true.
Scotty Hannon out there skating and doesn't want to be made a fool of for being the old man on the ice.
That is true. But see, the thing is, they're out there training. The women are already.
That's true.
They're tip top.
In peak form right now.
They're tip top. Yeah, we're talking Olympians, like all up and down the roster.
You got a good point there. I wonder what the over/under would be.
I don't know. That's good point. Maybe we'll have to do a little bet or something like that. We can get the over/under on that one.
That'd be fun.
That'd be sweet, yeah. So obviously that's another fun thing that's happening during that weekend. And then of course like all the pictures and stuff that you can take as fans and the signatures that you can get from all the different players and whatnot. So it'll be a really fun time, and we'll be there to kind of share that experience with you guys.
Right. And we'll be in the suite, but they don't want us to put a bunch of people in the suite. So we're gonna have to like usher people in and out and take some turns, and we'll just do some rapid fire questions if you want to get on the show. That will be for our episode that we'll edit out and come out later in the week. We'll shoot a live episode while we're there, and then also we're lining up some interviews and stuff, which you kind of alluded to.
We're hoping to.
No, can't promise anything because we don't even know yet at this point. So, but look out, we'll have a lot of content coming out next week. And then the following week, we'll probably start doing our regular schedule of Sunday night lives and episodes coming out on Monday morning. But the following week, we're also doing we're gonna do a live and an episode that Sunday night recording. Monday and Tuesday nights, we're gonna do 2 more lives, and those are each gonna be a fantasy hockey draft for our 2 fantasy hockey leagues that we are running. I guess that I am running because Paul doesn't want to play. So I have a team in each league, and there's 11 other people in each league, so 22 other people playing against me.
Yeah.
For 2 leagues.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. So we're going to do a live shoot and show the draft, and you guys can, be the peanut gallery in the background laughing at people for picking probably Sharks players way too early than they should be. So yeah, that'll be great.
Someone's gonna pick Donskoy too.
Oh yeah, probably. Any Sharks or former Sharks players. Yeah.
Patrick Marleau, just in case he gets signed.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. A last round pick.
So I won't be partaking, but I'll be partaking probably in that process.
The peanut gallery.
I'll be here hanging out and poking a little bit of fun maybe,
Right.
and it'll be good. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So join us. It'll be fun. Even if you're not in the league. If you're in the league, you probably won't even be watching because you're going to be drafting. But yeah, that'll be fun and a little bit different than what we've done in the past.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool. Okay, so let's see. We got a couple topics that we threw up on the board here. Actually, does anybody have anything that they want to chat about?
Just the usual. Is Bebo closer to being cut after tonight?
Oh, come on,
That's
guys.
a little too early.
Come on now. Okay, let me address the goalie because that was one of the things I found on the board was goalies, right? So Martin Jones going to be your de facto number one. Okay, obviously. Dell. Someone was saying, are we still looking to trade Dell? And I'm saying at this point, I don't think so. I think if we were going to trade Dell, that would have already happened. I think that Bebo could step in and kind of do the same type of job that Dell could do. But I don't know. I think that if that was going to happen, it would have already happened. Again, what we had said beforehand was if you see Jumbo get signed, I think that's it. That's the end of it, right? So I'm kind of standing by that statement. So I don't think that Dell's going to get moved at this point. Well, I will say this: Shortridge. A lot of people were really high on Shortridge even last season. We just got Shortridge. We should throw him in. Jones sucks. Play him. It's like
doesn't work that way.
When I'm watching him during practice, and I think we got a little glimpse of him during one of the preseason games, or maybe. But in practice, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's definitely number 5 on the pecking order. Okay, but he's behind Koshinash, which I confirmed with him today. I saw him walk out of the practice, and I'm like, is it Koranash or Koshinash? He said Koshinash.
He says it fast. You're like,
yeah, and I was like, Koshinash? Koshinash. Okay. So, yes, the R's sound like SH's basically. So, yeah, I think he's kind of going to be the next guy to kind of step in. He's going to be the guy, I think, in maybe 2 years that challenges Jones. I don't think it's going to be Bebo. I think Bebo is great for the right now, and he might even be the backup next season if Dell doesn't get re-signed, which I'm kind of guessing is what's going to happen. But I think Koshinash is the one that they're going to have as the guy who's pushing to be the successor. The other guys are kind of stopgap right now as a backup, and then they're going to groom him. I feel like that's going to be the case.
Going back to Shortridge, they just signed him, right? He wasn't some high prospect or anything.
No,
that he wasn't drafted either, right?
No.
So people wanted to just throw him to the wolves in the NHL because they're like, oh, look at his stats, completely different game, completely different players, right? As a great example, the San Jose Sharks played against Vancouver on, I looked this up, February 11th of last year.
Oh, yeah.
And the very last emergency backup goalie situation, not even emergency backup, it was a player of theirs that was, he was drafted and he's very high prospect.
Yeah.
His name is Michael DiPietro. And he had just played, I think it was the World Juniors or something around Christmas time. I can't remember. And he did really well for Team Canada, I think. And everyone's excited, and he got started, and they scored 7 goals on him on 24 shots. So he had a 708 save percentage.
Yeah.
I think Shortridge would get toasted even more than that at a regular season NHL game.
Yes.
He's just not. He's not ready. He's not there yet. So you can't just jump like that, especially as a goalie. Yeah,
I think people forget. Like you can have a really good prospect and he have really good numbers in his respective league, right? I mean, look at Joachim Blichfeld, right? He scored a goal in the last preseason game, which is great. Not the one tonight, but the previous. But I mean, he was leading the WHL in points, but the WHL is not the NHL, right? Same thing with Shortridge. He could be the best goalie in his respective league, but when you come into the NHL, it's another stratosphere, right? It's not just a jump. It's not just the next step. It's an exponential leap. And I think Shortridge will do really well, maybe as a backup at the AHL level. I don't even think he's going to play for the CUDA this season. I could be wrong, but I think that
it's all going to depend on if Dell gets moved.
Yeah, if Dell gets moved,
moves the pipeline along.
If Dell gets moved, then yes, I think Bebo would come up as the backup.
Not because 5 goalies right now.
Yes,
in the pipeline.
Yeah, I would think Bebo would move up not because he's better, but because Koshinash then gets a lot of time in the AHL as opposed to split time with Bebo, right? And I think Bebo has enough. I mean, he's had enough around him that he can step in as a backup and do a bang-up job. Now, the other thing to remember here is during the preseason, people are going, well, it looks like we need to put more into drafting and developing our goaltenders. These guys are garbage. And it was like, no.
It takes
No.
time.
First of all, they are developing these guys. That's why they're in the system. Koshinash has been in the AHL for 1 season. Right. This will be his second season. You can't expect the guy to be NHL ready after 1 season in the AHL as a 1A, 1B, splitting time with Bebo, right? The other thing to remember is, especially in a preseason game, we always say it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. But at the same time, you look at the guys that you've got on the ice in front of them, right? And it's not that they're not NHL caliber and therefore more chances against, but they're guys that are trying to also learn the system. I can't tell you how many times I don't know who number 42 is, and I don't want to call him out, but I can't tell you how many times. Yeah, go ahead, look it up. I can't tell you how many times in the practice today, Pete DeBoer grabbed this guy and was like, no. He's like pointing him out, like, you need to be here. Manson. And even Steve Spott was like on the power play. He was like, I see what you're doing. You're
42?
Yeah,
defenseman?
42. Yeah.
Josh Manson.
No, not
Sorry.
on the Sharks. It was a prospect of the Sharks.
We got the wrong freaking
in the
team.
practice today. He was on the wall and he had the puck and he was holding it, and then he tried to force it up the boards to the defenseman. And Spot stops the play and he goes, "No, you trust that this guy is going to be here." The guy that was like closer to the middle, and he's like, "Trust that he's going to be here. If you pass it and he's not there, then I'll give him hell. But you need to just trust that this guy's going to be." And so basically they were just drilling this guy. And it's like, you have to realize that there's a system in place. And these guys aren't used to that because they're used to the systems of their old teams. So now they're trying to learn this. And that does open up some opportunities for the other team to take advantage of them being new and green to it, right? It's not just that the goaltender sucks. It's that now this goaltender is put into a situation that requires an NHL caliber defenseman in front of him because it would be like a 2-on-1, or guys missed an assignment, or he's looking the wrong way. There's so many different things that guys are still learning at this stage. So I think, especially in a preseason game, we always say again, throw it out the window. Well, yeah, I mean, really throw it out the window because it's not representative of what you're actually going to see once these guys have gelled and come together and played right. I mean, even looking at Erik Karlsson when he came in, it took him 20 games. Right? I mean, it took him a good quarter of the season, and he's a elite level. Exactly. So, I mean, to basically look at these guys in any position, we're talking about goalies, but in any position, to look at these guys as rookies and saying, well, I guess they're not going to make it, give them a couple years, dude, I think people are spoiled off of, like, the Austin Matthews and the Connor McDavids of the world, and it's like, you can't just look at those guys. Fair enough. But you can't just look at those guys who are like at the top of their game right out of the draft and expect that of every rookie that's coming up, because not every rookie is going to be an Austin Matthews. Not every rookie is going to be a Connor McDavid. Not every rookie is going to be at that level. So you need to give them more time, and especially with like Bennington, right?
Exactly.
Right. So,
but he was again a high draft,
sure,
highly touted, what do you call it, prospect.
Yeah.
And he was doing all right. Carter Hart's another one in Philadelphia that he came in and his numbers weren't even that great, actually, in the AHL level. That's why people thought that he was going to not do so well at the NHL level, and he did. He figured it out. But I think at that point, Philadelphia was so far out of the playoffs that they were just like, they didn't care as much. Yeah, and the interesting thing about that, when you say that his numbers weren't that great in the AHL, and they brought him up, and all of a sudden, he's a stud, that to me is just a testament of what we've been talking about all season long with Martin Jones. Is that it's the play of the guys in front of you. I've seen before where guys in the AHL did not have really good numbers. They came up to the NHL, and because they're no longer put in those crazy situations, they're stopping everything else that they should be stopping, right? So a lot of the times, a goalie can be a solid goaltender with really bad numbers in the AHL, but because he comes up and he plays with guys who are better at playing that system and better at keeping the puck away from him, and he only has to worry about the non-desperation saves, right? And he's able to knock all those down, then you see him have a better group of stats at the NHL level than even at the AHL level. And it's not, he's facing harder competition, but he's also got better guys surrounding him. So, anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't take too much stock in these first 2 games of the preseason. I mean, most of these guys, half these guys are going to be gone in a week. They kind of keep. No, I'm not joking. Like
That's true.
They keep them around for the Fan Fest on Sunday because they scrimmage against each other and they need 2 full teams. You'll see on Monday they're going to cut probably at least a dozen guys. It's usually like one big cut right after that game. Most of them know it's not like a big surprise. But the younger ones are going to go back to their junior teams, and then the next cuts are going to be the ones that are going to go right to the Barracuda. And there's probably some, tryouts or non-signed players that just go and play wherever they go. So you got to remember that both teams, when they're playing these preseason games, are not playing their starters. But, I mean, look, tonight in Calgary, they had their top line, Gaudreau's line out there. And imagine putting Gaudreau, his line, up against mostly AHLers or even junior players. Like, they're going to light it up. So it doesn't matter. It's like preseason of any other sport. It does not matter. How many games did the Sharks win last year in preseason? Who cares? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So
I feel like we said the exact same thing last year too when we asked
every time. It's people get so worked up because they're just like, oh, the Sharks, they played awful. They should have won. They should have scored. They're being lazy on defense. Well, it's preseason. But
hockey's back, so everybody's jazzed, right?
I know. Right. Remember, we had Mark Smith on the show, and you should go check out that interview because it was a good one. And he said there's 3 seasons. The very beginning of the season, you're so excited, and then the second part, I think, is right after the trade deadline, and then because you're pushing for playoffs, and then the third one is the playoffs, right? You have 3 different seasons. He doesn't mention the preseason in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody cares. Especially the veterans. They're not. Whatever.
So I'll talk a little bit maybe about training camp then.
Sure.
The training camp, I've been able to go to a few of the practices, which has been just really awesome to see. All these really cool young talented guys out there doing the thing, and the coaches doing drills with these guys. And it's fun to watch them kind of slow it down and break it down just a little bit more for these guys, even though they're all really solid, really good players. Brzezinski in the training camp, when I got to watch him practice, that dude's no joke. Yeah. He's fast. He moves out there really good, and he kind of reminds me of a more skillful Rafi Torres type almost. He's like a run and gun. He doesn't care. He'll just try to blast you and everything.
He bulldozes people.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. He's a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, beforehand, he was getting called up back and forth between the Reign and the Kings, maybe. But he actually, I think it was his what do you call it, the Canadian League, whichever one he was in the juniors, he was lighting it up.
Oh,
he was doing really well. I forget which league it was, but he was doing really well in the league that he was in beforehand. And so, playing with probably I think it was the Reign, and then playing with the LA Kings. I guess it just didn't pan out, but I mean, I'm glad to have that guy. He's solid. I like him a lot, and I'm surprised if he doesn't make the roster because I think he's got it locked down with Jumbo's line. That's what it looks like to me.
He scored a goal.
Yeah,
yesterday's game.
He scored a goal, and then he almost scored the second goal. The first one that went in, it got called for Timo Meyer's goal instead. But he was right there too. So I mean, he was in the goalie's face. It was all good things. So I'm really excited about Johnny Brzezinski. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team, and I think he's going to be a great addition probably to that third line with Jumbo and Sorensen. I think he even said they've already got chemistry. I'm just trying to do the best I can and keep up, and I'm like, well, you look like you're keeping up to me, to be honest. So
that's kind of how you make a line as a pairing, I guess, a forward pairing. You just kind of hang in there, you're holding on, right? You're just hanging in there, and then eventually you're halfway through the season, you're like, wow, I'm still here.
Yeah,
that's kind of how that starts and gets going. So hopefully that's what happens here.
So it looks like, and again, this is just training camp, and so the lines are going to get shuffled around, right? But I imagine they would put these lines together thinking, okay, we want to start building the chemistry with these guys right now. So you've got Dylan Gambrell playing alongside of Kane and Hurdle, I believe, right? So Dylan Gambrell looks like he might be getting a good look for that second line, if you want to call it the second line, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'd say it's the second line.
You don't think so?
Well, no, I'd say that's Couture's line's going to be the first line.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so I think he's getting a real good look.
And I think that's a good thing because Hurdle's going to be playing against second pairing defensemen and forwards that are going to be lesser than the first line.
Yeah, and LeBanc did make the jump. So he's up there with right now. Again, the lines may shuffle, and Pete DeBoer puts them all in the line blender anyway. But I think you're going to see LeBanc on that top line with Couture, and why can't I remember who the third player on that line? Who? Timo, thank you. Wow. Brain fart, guys, getting kind of late. Anyway, so yeah, Pavelski with Pavelski. Yeah,
Someone just asked, what happened to Pavelski? I don't know if that's a joke or not.
I hope that's a joke.
No, he doesn't know.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So Joe Pavelski left in free agency. If you didn't catch that, we have episodes on that too.
Right.
I think so.
He signed in Dallas.
Yeah, he's
playing for Dallas.
He's in Dallas. He looks weird in green, number 16 now.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Single tier.
Oh well. But yeah, so that's first, second, third lines. So the fourth line we're still looking at like a Goodrow, Melker Karlsson, and then +1, and
It's gonna be a probably
revolving
just a rotation,
door. Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's some opportunity for guys that are a little bit more skilled. Like Shakovic actually got a goal and an assist tonight.
Yep.
Blichfeld actually had a really nice snipe that first game against Anaheim. So. But these are more skilled players. I don't know if they're like fourth line guys. I could see Brzezinski dropping down to that fourth line and really helping them out, like physically and from a skill level. The speed, all that stuff. I think he'd be a great fourth liner, but I mean he's pretty solid as a third liner too. So, we're not going to be as deep as last season, at least not in the forward core. But I'm not like pessimistic. I'll put it that way. I'm not pessimistic about what our lines look like and just having just throw some guy in there. Because the guys that we're thinking about just throwing in there are guys that I'm pretty excited about for their futures.
Right.
If it means they get some time in the NHL a little bit earlier than they normally would, hey, I'm all for it. So, I was pretty happy with what I've seen so far. Yeah. Anything guys are chatting about there or no? No, everyone's just silent.
Well, Matt F asked, "Are people really freaking out over the preseason?"
Yes.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yes.
At least I see it a lot on Twitter.
Facebook.
People, and it's like, Facebook's another
Facebook,
one.
yeah.
Facebook is, oh man, the comments in there are just brutal. People like to freak out just to freak out.
Yeah.
Because people win cups in September, so I don't know.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay, so how about
Merkley had a solid preseason. Will we see him this season? Nope.
No.
He is still 19 years old. He's not even going to be on the Barracuda. He's going to be going back to juniors. He's 19. He just turned 19. He's not eligible.
Okay, yeah.
You have to be, I think, almost turning 20.
Okay.
And he won't turn 20 until the following season.
Yeah.
So he's going to spend another year in juniors, which is good for him and his development, and hopefully he finds a team in juniors because his team just dropped him a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah,
not a big deal. That's the Sharks said it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. I think it was the I don't know if it's Guelph or what, the Storm basically. They traded him to the Petes, and the Storm was higher in the standings. So it's like, why are you getting rid of Merkley? It doesn't make sense. But they're just basically saying they were getting rid of him because they didn't want him in the locker room or whatever, and they got somebody else. Then the Petes played with them, and they're like, this offseason they're like, yeah.
Training and working out with some of the guys on the team.
Yeah.
So he was fully expecting, and his teammates were fully expecting him to be back, or at least some of his teammates, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too hard to read into, not reading into things.
Yeah.
In a way, because nothing's written about it. You can't really find anything about it. Nobody's saying anything. So part of it, I think I posted this on Reddit too when it first came out. I'm like, it could be one of two things. Maybe he is terrible in the locker room, but he's. I don't want to keep throwing this excuse out there. He's just 19 years old.
Yeah.
I was terrible at 19. Like, I just can't imagine being in his shoes or skates. But I'm not trying to give him, full-on excuses of stuff. He's going to mature, hopefully.
Right.
But the Sharks fully knew this was his problem, and that's why he dropped so far in the draft, and that's why the Sharks picked him, and why they're so excited about him, because they feel like they can change him and turn him around. So, long answer to a short question. No, we will not see him this season. He's going to be going down to his junior team. He's going to need at least another full year of that. And then once his season ends in juniors, he's eligible to go play for the Barracuda, which he did last year. He played maybe, 3-4 games or something. And playoffs, because they made playoffs last year.
Yeah.
But they lost in the first round, I believe.
Yeah.
So I expect the same thing. Like, there's no rush to put him to the NHL. There's no reason to.
Well,
it's not like the Sharks need an offensive defenseman on their team.
A right-handed offensive defenseman, right? For me, that's even more of a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, like you're not going to see him there because I think he's not ready. You have to bake him a little bit longer. But between Burns and Karlsson, you don't need another right-handed offensive defenseman, let alone a 19-year-old one that supposedly has some issues outside of the locker room. On that subject, though, I think if any team can help him kind of get back on the straight and narrow, it's going to be the Sharks. During the training camp, I saw Burnsy was constantly just kind of skating like past him and around him and chatting and getting in his ear, and they're smiling and chuckling and laughing.
Is he staying with him? I know he did last year.
I'm not sure if he's like actually staying with him or not.
Last year he was living with him during training camp, and he was like showing him how to this
eat
is
properly,
especially the eating.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 19 years old. You're You're used to being like
Skittles.
your skills and your top athlete, right? Of any players that you're around you, so you don't think about eating and getting better because you're already at the top. So it gets you in a different mindset. So it's really good that Burns takes him under his wing like that. So I don't know if he is or not.
Well, I think definitely Ryan's learned that he needs to own a ranch and eat axis deer.
Right.
So best of luck with that, Ryan.
Needs to harvest them.
Yeah, there you go.
I love the new politically correct term for that.
But no, I think, again, we've already got 2 elite offensive defensemen on the team. There's no reason to try to rush him in. Let him just, soak up as much time as he can at the junior level. And then in the AHL, I mean, we're talking Burns is another, 6-7 years? I think it's 6 years. And then Carlson's got another 8.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, once he starts playing in the NHL, his contract kicks in, right?
Yeah.
Now he's not burning a year or anything.
Right.
And you're able to play 9 games. Now I think next year, the Sharks might play him those 9 games and then send him to the Barracuda.
Yeah.
To me, that would make sense because then they can delay his contract.
Right.
Let's see. Burns has another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Carlson, 8.
Yeah.
And Vlasic, another 7.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to be in the wings for a long time.
So, I mean, 3 years from now, we'll probably still have those 3 plus him. That's a pretty ridiculous top 4 defenseman.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Even as old as Burns and Carlson will be, and Vlasic, no, it'll still be good. So,
I don't know. Yeah, for me, it's almost like you don't even need him. Maybe he becomes trade bait. Maybe he does. Maybe he becomes trade bait at some point in time. If they clear up whatever issues that he's got and other teams are willing to take him on, because it sounds like even right now in juniors that teams aren't willing to take him on.
Right.
But if we were able to clear that up and kind of prove that to some of these other teams, maybe he's a guy that you dangle to get someone else in there.
We do have a question about EASHL.
Okay. That was really slow.
I always mess it up. I'm always like EAHL. EASHL.
What's the question?
EACHL 20.
EACHL 20?
That's what it says.
No, EASHL 20.
That was probably a typo then.
Okay, typo.
Anyway, yes, it's on NHL 20.
Yeah.
It just came out last week.
We're ready to go. So we've got the club ready to go. So
we're on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'll check with
Patrick
if he got the Xbox One set up. Because that should be.
By the way, do we have anything to announce, or are we not announcing the thing that we
We'll
may
do it
or
on
may
Sunday.
not? We'll do it on Sunday. We have an announcement on Sunday. Pay attention, okay? So
we could tell him what it'll be.
Pay attention right now. He's gonna tell you what it's gonna be.
we have a code for a free Xbox NHL 20 game. Working on getting a PlayStation 1, but we will be giving it away. So stay tuned, and we'll push that out probably through some notifications or something. So if you would like to get a free copy for Xbox and join the Fit Factor team. By the way, throughout the season, what we're going to do is each episode we're going to highlight just a quick minute overview of where the standings are in terms of people playing, like the roster. So we'll show the top scorers. So give you a little incentive to get your name up there, I guess. Every episode.
You could be internet famous.
Yeah. We'll also do a quick minute recap of our fantasy teams. Maybe 2 minutes now that we have 2 leagues going. So that'll be fun to talk some smack and,
Also, with EASHL, it do the work. But if you guys do like a clip of goal of the week kind of thing or something like that, I mean, we would love to have some clips get sent in.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that'd be fun.
thefinfactor@gmail.com, and if you guys have it on YouTube or something like that, or you can just send the clip. I don't know how you would do it, but
I don't know if you could do it through YouTube, but
I have no clue. But
I have a Twitch stream set up for whenever we're online and we're playing.
You need to stop doing that. We're horrible.
Don't tell them that. We want you to join.
I mean, we're awesome.
To make for how bad we are. We're not that bad. We're not that bad, but we're not good.
Selling. So you wanted to say, what was it you're going to say about the what do you call it now, the code? Or were you going to announce that on Sunday?
No.
What do you want to do with that?
I think we'll announce it. We'll send something out through notifications on how to enter to the contest.
Okay, fair enough. So
and then we'll announce it next week. That's what I
love it. Okay, and so again, what we'd love for you guys to do if you're part of our club is to go ahead and take the short videos, if you could save those and then kick them over to us, and we would absolutely put them up kind of like at the end of the show when we kind of show standings and then do like a goal of the week kind of thing. I think it'd be awesome. So do that.
All right,
Anyway.
Lundy's asking for a roll call, so
Oh my gosh.
tell us where you're watching, and we don't need to know how you found us.
Yeah.
Just where. That's good.
Just
tell us where you're at.
Where you've come from.
Yep. We have 44 watching right now, so
Oh wow.
tell us where you're at. And we'll just scroll through these on the screen.
By the
right
way,
here.
while that's happening, before we start, because I'll just let them scroll for a
Sure,
little while.
yeah,
Okay. Please, if you enjoy the show, go ahead and consider supporting the show. We have some T-shirts. I think there's one right behind Aaron here. That's the gray one. We have also the teal and the black, and we have the black women's deep V cut. So it's on a link that does say support the show.
Hats.
And we have hats. Sorry, we have hats. And we have stickers.
Yeah.
But it is a link that says support the show, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're helping support this. And this whole thing is going to change. Yeah, it's right there. There you go. Thank you. This whole thing is going to change sooner or later. We're going to be shifting to Studio B. So
Be upgrading.
Yeah, upgrading. So that stuff is where you guys can really help us out.
Right,
and we really
producer
do
Jason?
appreciate it. He says, So, anyway, so if you guys would like to, that would be great. We'd really appreciate it. Also, of course, Super Chat really helps us out as well. That was kind of banging during the playoffs. We were getting...
hey, look, like a tiger. Brisbane, Australia.
What?
Sorry, they're in Brisbane,
Oh,
Australia.
nice. Okay.
Go on.
Anyway, so if you'd like to, and we would love for you to, please go ahead and go to thefinfactory.com. The 3 little buttons on the top says support the show, and then anything that's there will help us continue to do this. So thank you. Anyway, go right ahead. Roll call.
Hey, you want me to read through these?
Yeah, I heard you say Australia. So.
Oh, all right. I was there. He's scrolling them on the screen. So.
Oh, my bad.
San Jose, Minnesota, Fresno, San Jose, Watsonville, Brisbane, Australia, San Diego, Modesto, Davis, Monterey, but Sulphur Ice for the Shark Street team earlier this week.
Nice.
That's Sonic Tonic.
Oh yeah, I saw him there. The what's it called? Teal.
Sulphur.
Turn Up and Teal. Turn Up and Teal event.
yeah.
Yeah. So they had the Turn Up and Teal event over at Solar for America Ice, and Sonic Tonic, and he goes, "Hey!" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, dude?" So, it was cool. It was great meeting you there. I'm actually finding that I'm starting to meet more and more people now. They're starting to recognize us. And I think it's great. Please feel free to say hi. And
Easy to find the ugly mug.
wow, that's just came out like that, huh? Okay, that's how we're doing it today.
What's San Jose? Hamadan. Someone just had a question. How many episodes does Marshall get this season? That's a good question.
he's probably getting the goose egg. If you have anything to say about it, he'll get the goose egg.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hashtag bring Marshall
He
back.
was a little bit jealous that time Marshall came on, I gotta tell you.
I was?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not really.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Last time I brought it up, he said, no, not bringing Marshall back. No, did you guys enjoy Marshall? Did you like Marshall on the show? Look, see? You see? Did you like having Marshall on the show? You like his insights? The way he was very well spoken, actually. I was very, very impressed with him. He's a little robotic, but that's okay. It's not a problem. I like your domo arigato there. That was pretty sweet.
Thank you. I've been practicing all week.
I don't doubt it. Not for a second. If it's up to him, probably a goose egg. I wouldn't mind if one of us is out. I'd like to have Marshall back.
We'll
as
bring
a
him
fan.
back.
That'd be great.
I'm sure we'll bring him back.
Yeah.
He's up there as a guest host.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, if one of us is sick, dead, or otherwise, then we'll probably see if we can get Marshall to pop on for you guys.
Though I'm a little sick today, so I'm a little...
Mr. Opportunity, boys.
Already.
That's too bad.
Ugh. What did I just see?
I don't know.
What are the chances Marlowe gets a call from Doug Wilson? 0. Doug Wilson already came out and said he's not going to.
I'm not going to say 0, but I am going to say very, very not good. Put it that way.
I think he's going to go more L.A., Anaheim,
Arizona. Yeah.
Because he wants to be close to home.
Yeah.
I don't think he would go to Vegas. Well, they don't have the cap space.
The only reason there's even like a slight shred of light for that situation is knowing that he's talking about filling in the roster with prospects. If for whatever reason that's not panning out and it's just really, really bad, then I could see him reaching back out to him and saying, okay, look, we'll take you, but we're taking you at minimum. I could see something like that. But as of right now, no, it's just not happening. They are going to go for the prospects and see how the prospects do. Frankly, I'm excited about the prospects. I think there's a lot of guys that are looking pretty good right now.
Like
so.
2 seasons ago when they didn't go out to the free agent market and they put Timo Meier in the lineup and LeBanc because they wanted to see what these guys could do. And, they weren't rookie of the year or anything, but they had a decent season and then grew into their own. And now look at them now.
And it's part of their development process, right? Those players don't become the players that we know today unless they got that shot. So I would love to see a guy like, I keep bringing up their same names, but Chmielewski, his hands are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That guy's got incredible mitts.
See, I'm hoping he plays with Thornton.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool to see him and Thornton on the same line because he's a right-handed shot.
And then
Thornton's going to play him.
Down.
Right. And then he's a center, which the Sharks love to have 2 centers on a forward line so that if someone, Thornton mainly, who gets kicked out all the time, gets kicked out, they can bring in someone who's pretty good at faceoffs or decent. And it's also not throwing him at the center role right away, so he doesn't have to take the faceoffs all the time. And he has a little bit less responsibility with the winger.
Yeah.
And you're playing with a Hall of Famer. Like, can you imagine joining the league and you're playing with this Hall of Famer? You're playing with Joe Thornton. Like, Joe's just be like, go over there and put your stick on the ice and get ready to shoot it because you're going to get it no matter where I am.
Yes, Mr. Jumbo, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. So, anyway, that's what I'm hoping for, that third line. And then, depending on how guys are playing, they can move them up and down the lineup. Like maybe Chmielewski is playing really well, they bump him up to the second line, or maybe he's not, and they bump him down to the fourth line. And I think I'd like to see that.
I'm telling you, man, there was a drill in particular that sticks out to me, and it was it's like they go like a 1-on-1, and then after that play is done, it immediately turns into a 2-on-1, and the move that he makes when he went for the 2-on-1, it was like because they start in the corner. It's not like it's just 2 guys streaking. So it's 1-on-1, and then right after that they blow the whistle, and the guys jam to the corner, pick up a puck, and then they have to like battle and try to get the puck to the middle. And like just some of the stick handling this kid does is just insane. Like he's just so confident with his hands, and he knows like when he moves the puck, he knows where he's going to turn and end up with it, and it's just so crisp and so clean and just seamless. I'm really looking forward to him getting a shot. If he gets a shot and he grows the same way that LeBanc grew, or the same way that Meier grew in his respective skill set, watch out. This kid's going to be insane. That said, again, Shakovic, I watched him too. Again, a goal and assist tonight. This guy is a little bit more of he gets in there. He's a little bit more of the grindy type.
Yeah.
But he's got all the skill. He's got all the skill to back it up too. So he's a more like complete player when it comes to like kind of that bump and grind style as well. It's funny watching him out there. He's got the bird cage on. He smacked up his jaw in that.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a pretty gross picture.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So yeah, he's out there. He's the only one with the birdcage on.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, it's easy to recognize him then.
No, totally, it really is. Yeah, and then again, a guy like Blickfeld, he's a sniper. He's an absolute. If he gets used to the American game or the North American game, oh man, he puts that shot to good use. It's gonna be ugly for other teams. So I'm really excited about this crop of young talent here, and I just like you said, it's going to be a revolving door for that last spot. So I think they're all going to get a really good shot, and that's again one of the reasons I don't think Marleau is going to be getting the call up. If all of that goes to hell, then okay, maybe I could see that, but even then, I think he would just go another route.
I've seen this question pop up a couple times. Casa de Pescado. Why is the tank enacting a clear bag policy? Will I only be able to take my $5 rotisserie? How will I be able to take my $5 rotisserie chicken meal in? I don't know if this is just a Sharks policy or an NHL policy.
I don't know if this is a serious question.
No, it is. They changed the bag policy.
No. About getting the rotisserie.
I think that part's
Have you been
joke.
sneaking in rotisseries? I
Can you
gotta
imagine
know.
someone bringing this huge chicken and just picking it and eating it?
Okay, here's what you do, right?
That's gross,
you get
man.
one of those like fake pregnant bellies. You bring your wife. Okay, you shove the rotisserie into the fake pregnant belly. Boom.
As long as it's a clear belly.
Is it? No.
I don't know if it's just a Sharks policy or if it's NHL. I would think that's an NHL policy.
I think it's NHL wide. I would guess it's NHL
NFL
wide.
does it too.
The NFL has been doing it for years.
Okay.
Oh,
whoa!
One of our lights went out.
What's the light? Super producer Jason on the run.
It must go on.
The show must go on.
Another question from Timo Time.
Okay.
If Jones struggles beginning of the season again, will he get traded mid-season? Nope.
Joe?
If Jones struggles.
Will he get traded?
No.
Guys, come on. No, that's not happening. I don't see that happening at all.
I don't. First of all, I don't see him struggling. I think with Bugner joining the staff, he's not going to be as he's not going to be as bad. I think the defense is everything's going to be tighter, mainly because also the Sharks lost a lot of their offensive punch. Not a lot, but some of their offensive punch, right?
Sorry, I can't see off your head again. So anyway, go ahead.
They won't be able to score their way out of problems like they did last year as well. So I think they're going to have to. They're forcibly going to have to play differently and a lot tighter, and it's going to help Jones's numbers. I mean, think Jones's numbers; those are his worst in his career. I can't imagine them getting worse.
The thing to remember is it wasn't just Jones; it was Jones and Dell. Now, did both of the Sharks goaltenders just totally poop the bed like the same exact year? Or is there a common denominator there? Again, I feel like there's this team defense breakdown that goes around that. I just have a hard time believing that both of the goaltenders have their worst statistical years ever at the exact same time, and there's no one else to blame. Yeah, I just don't buy that. So I think this season, again, you've got a healthy Šimik, hopefully by opening night, which would be great. You've got Marc-Edouard Vlasic, hopefully not dealing with whatever it was. I'm of the same state of mind that there was something mentally going on.
He had a better second half.
He did. He had a much better second half. But that first portion of the season, it was not very good.
So did Karlsson.
I know, but exactly, and this is what I'm getting at. You're going to have these guys who are not having a great season that first or last season, not having the great first portion of the season. Hopefully they come back and that's not an issue, right?
Yeah.
If they play the way that we know they can play, then it won't be an issue. And on top of that, you've got a guy like Bob Bugner who's helping this defense be tighter, right? So I don't see Jones's numbers being worse than this last season by virtue of all the other stuff around him. But I also just think that he's a good enough goaltender that he'll be able to stop the pucks, that they're able to keep, to the outside. They're not going to have as many, gosh, how many times did we see breakaways and 2-on-1s last season? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think you're going to see a whole heck of a lot less of that, and he's not going to have to deal with that as much anymore. Same thing with Dell, right? So, I don't know. Again, for me, it all comes down to more of team defense. You can point to goals against average and save percentage all you like, but just like we said, maybe a half hour ago or whatever it was, when guys were playing in the AHL like Bennington, he didn't, or Hart didn't have very good numbers, but they called him up, and all of a sudden he's playing really well. Well, yeah, when you have guys that aren't very good in front of you playing defensively, you're going to get more breakdowns that are in front of your net, whereas you play at the NHL level, those guys are usually a little bit better, except for the Sharks last season we were having lots of breakdowns. Your numbers are probably going to jump if you're playing with better guys, even if you have better competition. So I don't know. I think
I just can't imagine Jones getting worse, and I can't imagine him getting traded, because if Jones is getting traded for having a terrible season, I'm sure he's not going to be the only one having to be traded. They're probably going to blow up the team. So, which I don't think is going to happen. Sorry, I don't want anyone to think that that's what's going to happen.
Put it this way: this is his worst statistical season, right? This last one was his worst statistical season. Did he get traded last season?
No. Did the Sharks get to the conference finals?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, if he didn't get traded last season during the regular season, I don't think that he's going to get traded, period. Because, again, that was his worst statistical season. Everybody and their mother was saying, oh, how bad he is, except for us. But, I mean, if he wasn't traded then, there's no reason he would be traded this season. Unless he's, like, really just really doing poorly. And it's all on him. Like, if he's letting everything in, even though they're pushing off the outside, then sure. But then again, you always talk about trading a guy that you don't want. Who's going to want him if you don't want him, right? So, I mean, his value's got to be there, too, to make the trade.
Yeah, all the people that want to trade him will be like, no, he's really good.
Yeah.
Like, you want him on your team.
Right.
So, let's get Carter Hart for Martin Jones.
Right, no, totally. That'll work. He's an NHL veteran.
Nobody said that.
He's a veteran.
At least I don't think anybody said that. That was just a joke. Like, let's move on.
Okay.
Casa de Pescado again.
Okay.
Guys, am I crazy, or is Pacioretty, he butchered the name, scoring a hat trick in a preseason game just poor sportsmanship? I mean, really, and against the Yotes? No, it's not poor sportsmanship. He's a professional athlete, and so are everybody, even in the preseason games, are professional athletes. So he's not playing against high schoolers. He's not, it's not a charity game. He has to make a career. Well, and he's a guy that didn't score very many goals last year that everyone expected him fully to score tons of goals, so it's good for him to get that under his belt. And why would you deny fans a hat trick? Like, I don't know.
Sure.
You're not gonna pass it off.
Yeah.
Like, even in a preseason game. Who cares?
I mean, did he have an opportunity to pass it and he didn't? And I mean,
It helps your confidence. No, I don't know why you should feel bad about getting a hat trick in preseason.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Would you be happy if Coach Hur scored a hat trick in preseason? Like, he plays in one game and gets a hat trick? Would you be like mad at him for that? No.
no, I wouldn't be mad at him.
You'd be like, yeah, way to go, Capitan.
I'd also be like, okay, it doesn't really matter because it's preseason, but
right.
yeah. That's what
Nobody's feelings are going to get hurt. The goalie's not going to cry himself to sleep. He's going to say, I need to get better. I'm not ready for the NHL level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you know what you need to work on.
Yeah.
I can't stop Max Pacioretty. I'm not ready for the NHL. I need to work on this. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no bad feelings. It's a different mindset at that age and that level.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Cool.
What do you think about the 2 games starting the season against Vegas from Angelo Nunes?
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, because I think they're playing them in the preseason right before that.
I think so.
So it's 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It's going to be goofy.
Even that preseason game is. And I also saw on Twitter yesterday, the Vegas Knights have 3 games in a row with a headshot.
Yes.
They're dirty.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any Vegas fans in here, or if any Vegas fans later will be watching because their trolls are everywhere. Are they a dirty team, Vegas?
Are you asking me?
What do you think? I'm asking you.
I think maybe they've got a couple dirty players, but I think many teams have a couple players that are questionable, right? So I don't think this is anything new in the NHL. We'll put it that way. Now, are we, I don't know, predisposed to disliking the Vegas Golden Knights? Well, yeah, of course we are. Can't stand them, right? So, of course, when there's a headshot, and especially 3 headshots in 3 games, of course, we're all going to say the Vegas Golden Knights are dirty.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, Shark Show, right? Shark Show.
Just for those out there that
there are some biases here, right? It's okay.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Right.
But it's okay.
Right.
Right. So I think with...
if you hate it, start your own show. Yeah, that's fine.
That's honestly...
Sorry.
That's what it comes down to. Okay, so... but no, I mean, yes, we're probably going to say, yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights are dirty. Did Max Pacioretty give a headshot? Probably not. No. Right? Did Mark Stone give a headshot? Probably not. So I can't say that the Vegas Golden Knights as a whole are a dirty team. I don't like Gerard Gallant necessarily. I think he's kind of a goof. I'm not a fan of Ryan Reeves.
A good follow-up question from John Bobbitt. Are the Sharks and Golden Knights the best rivalry right now?
Yes.
In the NHL?
Absolutely.
I think so.
They absolutely
Especially after the NHL knew what they were doing in the scheduling.
Oh, yeah.
Doing back-to-back after the 5-minute game. Not to mention Game 6.
Yeah.
Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
Game... Not 4.
No, not 4. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
They blew 3 opportunities.
Yeah. The NHL definitely knew what they were doing when they made that schedule, for sure. And I think it is. I think it is the best rivalry in the NHL right now. We've even heard from some of the original 6 teams saying, yeah it's better than our rivalry.
I'm curious of what the ratings are going to be for those games nationally.
Pretty high, I would think.
I bet people are going to really tune in for those. Yeah. Other than, just San Jose and Vegas.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
No, I'm honestly, like, I still hate the LA Kings more, I would say, just because they're the Kings. Whenever I see the Kings, I just throw up in my mouth a little bit.
This year?
Right. No,
this season?
Just period. Just period.
See, mine kind of go up and down.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I think for me, it's just a...
I used to hate Dallas.
A historical hate.
Historically, I hated Dallas so much.
Why, because Nelson?
Belfour. No.
Okay.
Because of Belfour. When Belfour left, and it was such a slap in the face where he was going to sign with the Sharks, and he goes, I want to sign with a cup contender. Mother... So, anyway, I hated Dallas. I hated Dallas for a long time. Yeah. And they won a cup in that year.
But that's not fair.
You were like, he was right.
Realistically, you didn't hate Dallas. You hated Belfour, right?
No.
No?
Madonna?
Madonna's awesome. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, against the Sharks.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, yes, best rivalry in the NHL.
But my point is mine kind of go up and down based on the teams. Yeah. Like, we hated Colorado for a while.
I will say this. I hate Vegas right now.
Yes. I think I hate Vegas the most out of all the teams the Sharks would play
Okay.
in the season.
This season.
This season.
Yes, yeah.
I think Vegas, and it's because of their fans.
I think it's mostly because of the fans. And I don't mean to harp on, because I'm sure there's a lot. Again, are the Vegas Golden Knights a dirty team? Well, there's a couple of dirty players. Are Vegas fans annoying? Well, there's a lot of them that are annoying, but not all of them. We've had the one Vegas guy, so there's at least one of you out there that's not. But we had the one Vegas guy who was nice dude, right? So
yeah.
it can't be all of them. It's just the ones that like are on Twitter all the time when it's like blasting. And it's, they're
The ones that
not.
became a fan 2 years ago and think that they
That's
should
fair.
be going to the finals every year.
Yeah.
And that the Sharks stopped them from going to the finals after round 1.
They said that they should split their names on the cup with St. Louis. Do you remember that?
Just
Yeah,
insane.
whatever.
Entitled.
Yeah, entitled. There you go.
They're the entitled millennial that everyone wants to punch in the face. It's a good analogy right there. And
Oh, that's so accurate.
sorry.
That's a meme coming.
There's a meme coming.
Any other questions? Or there's another topic else I was kind of poke at. But
Go ahead.
okay, Aaron saw something about Winnipeg in an article about the Winnipeg Jets and Dustin Byfuglien. Dustin Byfuglien's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus. He's kind of pondering his NHL career. He has 2 years left on his contract, and he's not sure if he wants to return or whatever the case may be. Now, Winnipeg has gone through a whole heck of a lot with their defense core. They didn't sign a couple guys, or they couldn't sign a couple guys. They got an RFA that they are able
traded.
to sign right now, and there was somebody that they
Trouba
traded.
they traded.
Yeah, so they've got a few guys now that they're going to have to replace basically 4 defensemen. They've got one who's considered maybe like a top 4, and then another guy who's going to get a ton of minutes just by default because he has to. But then they have to basically have like 4 defensemen kind of get replaced.
I mean, imagine the Sharks starting the season without Carlson, Burns, Vlasic, and Shimmick.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Who do you have at that point?
Yeah.
You lose 4 of your 6 guys. That's brutal.
I mean, I like Dylan, though.
Right, but Dylan would be your top defenseman.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like that's where they're at. That's the point that they're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan and Heed, right?
Dylan and Heed, yes. Top pairing defenseman. Yeah.
As your top, that's a problem. And that's kind of what Winnipeg... Jeez, man, again. That's kind of what Winnipeg's going through right now, unfortunately. So
It's so late. The light went out again, Jay.
did you forget?
No more.
Plug it in.
Okay. Is what it is.
I don't know.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
We got those lights are going on.
Oh.
All right, cool. So anyway, the point of me bringing that up was there was a little blurb near the bottom of that article that caught Aaron's eye, and he thought it was very interesting. Basically, they need defensemen,
Right.
and the Sharks could really use.
A right winger. So Patrick Laine is not signed yet. He's an RFA, and Kyle Connor is another one that is not signed yet. Another RFA. If the Sharks were to move one of their defensemen, and I'm not suggesting they should do this. I didn't hear any rumors of this either.
right.
I'll say it that way. But that got me thinking, like, what if we trade Vlasic for Laine? Because then we would have the money to pay him.
Yeah.
That frees up, what, $7 million?
$7 mil.
That would give us a pretty elite right winger who's going to have much better line mates than he is right now. Which, did you read the whole thing?
Yeah.
So he's in Switzerland, or
It's probably Sweden.
it's probably I'm going to butcher it anyway. He's over there, and he gave an interview in his native tongue, which I can't remember what it is. I think it's
Isn't he Finnish?
Swiss.
Don't guess.
I'm not gonna guess. He gave it in his native tongue, and it was translated and sent. People are basically, he was talking smack about his line mates, saying if I was on any other team, I would have much better line mates than what I do right now, and so they don't want to pay me. So when you get an RFA situation like this, it just gets personal and it gets ugly. And now he's kind of alienating his teammates, his line mates that he's been playing all season with. So he basically wants to play on the top line with Shifley. And he's not.
That means Wheeler's got to drop down, right? And they're like,
And their chemistry
Wheeler.
in the top line is perfect. So, so that he's kind of jabbing a little bit at Winnipeg, at the GM and the ownership and everything. So that might piss them off enough to maybe trade him. Now they're going to need a trade partner, and they obviously need a defenseman. So I don't know. Just thinking out there. Vlasic has a no movement. probably blasting me in here. So he would have to accept it. But would you think Vlasic would go from a top 4 defenseman to a number 1 defenseman?
He's top 4, but I mean, if they split up the big 3, if Carlson plays with Dylan, if Burns plays with Shimmick, and then you got Heed and Vlasic. By the way, I like the Heed and Vlasic. I said that last season. Heed and Vlasic look really good to me. Maybe they trade Heed and Vlasic. Then you get the pair, right? Yeah, Laine and a pick.
And Connor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, but I mean, and we're not wishing for this. We're not saying it should happen. We're just spitballing an idea out there.
He's in Finland.
Finland, see?
You're right, yeah.
Bang, there you go. Yeah, so then you'd be able to give Winnipeg what they need in defensemen and high-level defensemen, right? We have an embarrassment of riches of offensive defensemen, so I would hate to see Vlasic go, but he would make the most sense, I think, out of all of them. But I don't know. I obviously I don't see that really happening, and I don't necessarily want it to happen. But gosh, it would certainly solve both teams' problems. And when we talked to Doug Wilson, we said, what is it you're looking for in a trade partner? And he's always said, you're not looking to kind of get one over on the other guy. You're looking to see what their needs are and how you might be able to fill that need by giving them a player that when you get a player that in return that fills a need for you. So it's a mutual thing. It's not trying to hose the other guy. Right, and that's how you build these good relationships with the other GMs. Like with Pittsburgh, he's had a few trades with the Pittsburgh GM at the time. I know he's changed by now, but you build good relationships with these other guys, and so then you get these dialogues going, and it helps both teams. So this could be something that with Winnipeg, they may be wanting to get rid of Laine because of the whole situation there, and they need defensemen, right? And then again, for us, we have some pretty solid defensemen. We've got some solid defensemen in the pipeline too, and like a Ryan Merkley, right? So, and we need a right winger, specifically a right winger. So, they might be trade partners. Not that it's going to happen or anything. We're not speculating that, but I mean, they would be good people to be talking to each other in terms of filling each other's needs, right?
Right.
So, again, I'm not saying look out for it, but
I'm not saying it does happen.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on speculating.
No, but hey, you know what? This is a really good NHL 20 thing, right? When you're looking to make a good trade, this would be a good trade in NHL 20.
Both teams,
right? It would definitely help both teams, and both teams would probably be looking for that other thing. So I don't know. I think it'd be a good one. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else that we had on there?
Yeah. So you talked about the fantasy thing already. EASHL, we brought that up. Training camp, preseason goalies, open roster spots. I think we kind of talked about open roster spots with some of the guys
Someone
that are going to
asked
be stepping
way
in.
earlier, what would your ideal lines be right now with the current roster?
Ooh, right now, so Couture, Meyer, LeBanc looks really good to me. I'm happy with that one. I think second line, Hurdle with Kane. And I know they got Dylan Gambrell in there, and I know a lot of people are looking at Dylan Gambrell to be like kind of the next big thing for the Sharks.
They touted him as Pavelski light.
Yeah,
basically, it's more, and that means he's a little or smaller guy that doesn't have the most skill, but he works his tail off and he's smart.
Yeah,
like he just knows hockey sense. They call it hockey sense or hockey IQ. It's just through the roof, so he knows where to be, and just like Pavelski. Look how many goals Pavelski scored in his career because he knew where he had to be. He was never the fastest skater, never the most skilled player, but he knows how to score.
Yeah, and I think
that's what he's touted as.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I think Gambrell certainly can be, the next Pavelski or Pavelski light, as you call him. From everything that I've seen in the practices, and this goes back to last season as well. I'm just not quite seeing that. And again, he's young. He's got room to grow, and hey, maybe in a couple of years or maybe even this season, he grows into that player that they think that he's going to be. And hey, awesome, that's great, and that'd be wonderful. But as of right now, I'm not really seeing it as much as I think I would like to see it. So I think for me on that line with Hurdle and Kane, again, Chmelevski, dude, he's got sick mitts, crazy good mitts. he's the type of guy that he could be a really good playmaker for a guy like Evander Kane. Really good setup man for Evander Kane. Just get him the puck and let him blast. Take the attention away. Slide that puck on over. Just kind of, his mitts. I can't even tell you. They're so good. So that's what I would do maybe with the second line. That third line, Jumbo, Sorensen. I do like Brzezinski there. I wouldn't mind seeing another prospect alongside Jumbo Joe just because.
Chikovic?
Yeah, I could see a Chikovic working out pretty well with that line.
Two big dudes in Sorensen.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing about Sorensen, he's a Chihuahua, right? He's the guy. You saw him
soaking 160 pounds.
Yeah, but
maybe?
you saw him when Jumbo took a hit from somebody else. He ain't hitting my big guy. So he'd go in there and he'd throw it around, and he didn't mind. And he's fast enough that even at a smaller size, when he does throw a hit, he's kind of like a little wrecking ball. So it's kind of cool. So I could definitely see the two of them working with Brzezinski, but I wouldn't mind a guy like Chikovic either. And then you've got on that fourth line again, Goodrow, Melker Karlsson, and I know Dylan Gambrell True. That's the other guy.
Yeah.
I would love to see Alex True. I think Alex True.
He's another big guy, right?
He's huge.
6'5", I think.
I don't know his actual height, but when you just look at him,
you can see him on the ice.
He's just like, he's just built. You know what I mean? He's like a brick house. That dude's he's solid.
He's 6'5".
Is he? Yeah, there you go. So I could definitely see True being a really good addition to the NHL squad. Beyond that,
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think that right wing spot.
Yeah.
All four lines is just a rotation. I think the left wing and centers are going to stay together as a pairing.
Okay.
Based on who's playing well and who's not, they're going to get dropped down, moved up, blah blah blah. I think that whole right wing is just going to be rotated around.
I don't think it's going to rotate like 1 through 4.
No, but I mean like LeBanc will go to the second line, and then they'll push someone up front, and then same thing, they'll push someone from the second and third. One line, maybe 2.
1-2 might flip around.
Plus, who knows what injuries. Centers and left wingers are.
I would say that that's accurate, and that the right wingers are going to shift around. That said, I don't think that the right wingers are just going to be like on like
no. I meant like they'll basically be playing the hot hand, and chemistry wise, who's looking good for the next week.
Like I said, I can see like the 1-2 guys flipping. I can see the 3-4 guys flipping. I can see the 2-3 guys flipping. But I don't think you're ever going to get like the 1 and the 4s.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
that's what I meant.
I gotta be honest. I like the way the lines look right now. I know there's some youth and some prospects, and we've lost guys like Pavelski and Nyquist and Donskoy, but I think these guys are going to step in and do a pretty admirable job. Plus, people are always talking about how are you going to replace those 60 goals with Pavelski gone, with Nyquist gone, with Donskoy gone. There's 60 goals that are missing. It's like, okay, time out, because Pavelski had one of the best offensive years in terms of goal scoring.
But it's funny.
Do you really think that he was going to maintain that pace for the next season?
No,
probably not.
If you pull away those goals away from them, the Sharks were still like 11th in the league in scoring.
Yes,
like it's not like they went from second or third to 11th.
Right.
It's not like they go to 30th.
I think you are going to see a shift because they may score less goals, but with Bugner there, they're going to give up less goals too. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be almost a wash. Having said that, I think you're still going to see LeBanc step up big. You're going to see Meyer grow some more still. You're going to see Hurdle. Hurdle's probably the best forward on the team right now.
Yeah.
Realistically. Couture's going to do well. And again, Couture's going to do well. He's also got LeBanc on his line now, too. So LeBanc's got really good mitts, too. I think he's going to set him up.
Anthony Sanchez, heard a rumor a West Coast team is talking to Tampa Bay about Braden Point. He also followed up and said he heard it from Eklund on Hockey Buzz. Do you know anything about Hockey Buzz?
No.
Hockey Buzz is a rumor website that's been around for years. And when I first got onto it, I was hooked, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome because there's all these rumors, and it's from someone that's an insider, right? And he's anonymous. And he charges people, or used to charge people for a subscription, which I never did.
Yeah.
But people were pissed about it because it was complete, I don't want to use the word, but
nonsense.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
They ran the stats.
Vocabulary.
And if you were to put it in a random generator, it came out more accurate than his stuff that he threw out there. Random generator is like 3-point-something% correct, and he was like 2-point-something. Like everything he came out with was just like what we're doing right now. How we just said about Liney and Vlasic.
Yeah.
That would be on the site as that's a rumor. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
Like. everything is just so random. So anyway, anything on Hockey Buzz, don't put any stock into. It's awful. You can Google all that and you'll find the actual stats. I don't know if it was that percentage, but it was like that low. It's crazy. So yeah. Now they still charge on Hockey Buzz. So
they do?
just said, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Don't ever subscribe. It's a scam. It's a scam.
Instead, you can hit the subscribe button. That's below.
There you go. Yeah.
Always selling people.
Yeah. You can put that down there. Right there. Subscribe.
Hey, Super Producer Jason. Way to
go. Anthony also said that True makes the team and Gaudreau is going to get traded.
Ooh, I don't think you trade Gaudreau.
I don't think you can.
Well, the hero of Game 7. You can't trade Gaudreau.
Sorry. Gaudreau is tradable. I was thinking of Carlson because his salary is $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaudreau's got 2 years at $925. Why would you?
I wouldn't trade him.
That doesn't free up cap space because anyone you're going to get for him is going to be more than that. He kills penalties.
Yeah.
Him and Melker, right? Who else do you have in there that could do that as well as they
can? He kills penalties and he ends playoff series. So
yeah, and the Sharks' penalty kill is still really good. Yeah. It's up there, tops the league. So why would you mess with it?
Yeah. No, I like that. And again, I think we've got enough guys that are kind of revolving through that door, that prospect door, to try to get some time on the NHL roster that you can give True some time without having to trade anybody away. So, yeah, I mean, again, the usual suspects, but then I keep forgetting to bring up True. But yes, I think True, from a physical standpoint, I think he's ready to rock in the NHL. I'd like to see him a little bit more as these preseason games progress, but I would definitely love to see him in a couple of the regular season games as well, when you've got all the NHL quality players from all the other teams are there, not just a mixture of them in a preseason game that kind of doesn't really matter. I wouldn't look to him to score a ton of goals. I know he was up there with the Barracuda, but again, at the
center,
NHL
right?
level, it's a different stratosphere. So
how he's a center. I was wondering because Gaudreau is not a good center, only in terms of faceoffs. His faceoffs were not very great. That's one of his weaknesses. So I think he's better as a right winger.
Yeah,
and
but Melker can take faceoffs too, right?
But still not. If Alex True is like a center,
yeah.
a true center.
Oh boy.
And he's better at faceoffs. I'd rather have him at the center spot and then having Carlson and
sure.
Gaudreau on the wings, and that's their strength. They're playing their strengths.
Yeah.
I think that would be a pretty strong fourth line.
And if he gets kicked out, you got either Gaudreau or Melker who can take a face-off. So,
and we don't have. Last year we had two defensemen that were being scratched every game.
Yeah.
Right. Now we don't have that situation.
Yeah.
So now we could scratch two forwards and one defenseman instead, which is preferable.
More ideal. Yeah.
Right.
Way more ideal for sure.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else that's going on there? Solid.
Yeah. Nothing else really.
Now we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay.
We will be back soon because we're going to be at the Fan Fest on Sunday. So we're going to do a live show on Sunday.
So yeah, on Sunday. Sunday, we'll be at the Fan Fest. Please go ahead and look for that giant banner because we will have it. That light keeps going out.
It's a sign.
It could be worse, guys. The stream could be dropping. Okay, you just, if anything, we should consider keeping
How do we
that
know
off
it
because I can
didn't
see
drop?
when I look this way now, so it's all good. But no, we will be available during Fan Fest for at least a portion of the time. We're hoping that we're not going to be available for some of it because that would be awesome for what we're hoping will happen, but doesn't matter. Regardless, there will be some time that we'll be having you guys come in and briefly answer some questions. We'll get you on the show, kind of like a little segment for you guys. Beyond that, we will be resuming probably in the first week of October, I'm assuming, with our weekly schedule.
Well, I think we're starting this Sunday.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
We're going to start this Sunday with our weekly
I said
schedule.
that earlier.
Okay.
This
cool.
Sunday is going to be starting every Sunday.
Beautiful. So we'll be right back with you guys pretty much every Sunday, starting with the Fan Fest. So I know it's been a long time. It's been like 7 weeks or whatever it is, but we are back, and we will be back, I guess, next week. Right? Well,
this week.
This Sunday, and then next week after that.
Right.
Very good. Okay. So any other last words you want to throw out there?
Nope.
you are useless. So I'm going to go ahead and go to right to the. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell for the notifications because again, we love doing these lives with you guys, and the best way for you to know when we're going live is to have that notification bell rang. That way, you get the notification in your email.
You can help support the show by going to our store.
Not useless.
And
go ahead.
You can
tell me more.
You can buy. We got 4 different T-shirts. We have gray, black, and teal, and we also have a black women's deep V cut. We have a hat, which looks fantastic.
Phenomenal.
It's very high quality.
Don't have it.
And we have a bunch of stickers, which we will be giving out some stickers at FanFest.
Yes, we will.
You got something over there?
Okay. So yeah, I forgot. I went to the practice and I got my Ryan Merkley signed CUDA country. Although he won't be able to play on the CUDA, but there you go. So it'd be kind of
He
cool.
will at the end of the year.
Well, okay, yeah,
He'll play
there you
a
go.
couple games.
He's got a few games in. Actually, he already has a few games in.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Also, I know you guys noticed this in the background, I'm sure, the Brent Burns backpack. Guess what? I have 4 of these. I found my other 3 because they were buried. So I don't know if I'm going to do a giveaway for maybe one of them because I'm greedy.
Just a tease?
It's just going to tease it. Yeah, I'm just going to tease it. I might give one up. But then also got... Evander Kane to sign. You can't really see it because it's on the glove and that lights out, and it's in black. So, but he did sign that one. These are the posters that we got from the Turn Up and Teal event, which is really cool. They had the Timo Time alarm clock. Actually, I'll bring one of those for our set
nice.
to kind of check that out. Forgot that too.
We'll plug that too. If you have any extra stuff that you don't want,
Oh,
or you're just sitting around and you want to either donate it to the show and we will hand it out at the end of the season, or if you'd like it back at the end of the season, we will gladly take it, display it on. Do whatever you want. So let us know. And you can hit us up. Just hit us up an email, thefinfactor@gmail.com.
Very good. Okay, I think we've said everything that we can possibly say to promote ourselves and everything else.
I think so.
Okay, I guess that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next live. But we will see you
This Sunday.
Be there at FanFest.
Yep.
Bye.
See you there.